And we are live. Hello, hello, hello,
Yep, it
everyone.
says
Kim from K&RP here with Kellyanne and Made by Pam. We are going to play with a interesting scarf pattern.
Well, that looks beautiful.
It worked out really well. I didn't have the pictures where it had the diagrams, so I kind of just wung it from the little picture of the pattern itself. And
That's why I was trying to find the book that I have the pattern in, but for some reason for the life of me, I just can't find it.
yeah, well, I did write the pattern out so that we can do it together. But this is a quarter of the length and half the width. So instead of doing the entire 278 chain, I only did 38. Well, I did 40, but I
Yeah,
didn't need the last two.
the gist, because basically after that it just repeats itself, right?
It does. It does. But this is the whole one half. Like it's got the picot edge. That's all the way to row 10. And
Yeah.
then, but this would go like the whole 278 or whatever. Yeah, 278 stitches. And then you attach the yarn and work the other side on this one. It's kind of working backwards, but that's okay. We'll talk through it. And this is Kellyanne's beautiful kitty, Stormy Girl.
look at the camera, honey. Can you look up at the she says, "No, mama, you're scratching me," and I'm happy that way.
Yeah.
She was
So
looking
where's
at the camera
Ganache?
earlier. Huh?
Where's Ganache at?
Um, I think she's jealous and she's in the bedroom. She's having a moment because she can't be on my lap, so she got mad at me and went in the bedroom.
Oh, okay.
There, now you can see her face.
Very
There.
pretty. Very, very
Now
pretty.
you can see her face. Oh, and her little fang that hangs out. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna let you girls go.
Okay, thanks for your help, Cal.
Oh, you're very welcome. Glad I could help. Bye bye. I'll see you in chat.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect,
I
perfect.
don't even have the right size hook.
You know what? I just used a large hook with the yarn that I had. This is just a Red Heart sport yarn, like for Afghans and things.
Yeah, well, I
So
have
I
this one.
so I just used
It
the
basically says for this one to use a J.
yeah. That's what
And I
I'm using.
have a J, and like, oh, I know where they are. They're in a box back there that I'd have to dig through. Give me 2 seconds.
No problem.
Let me go behind the magic curtain here.
All's good. All is good. So Pam was struggling with this pattern, and I said I could talk her through it. And so yesterday I played with it. Like I read the pattern, and I kind of figured it out just from reading it. And then I started doing it, and I got stumped on one bit, but I managed to work it from the picture, from the pattern that she sent me. And this is a scarf one of her sons wanted a few years
Like,
ago.
he wanted it years and years ago. I don't even know if he wants it anymore, but I still want to make it.
Cool. Good morning, sir. Nice to see you, hon. And thank you, Cal, for all your help. That's very pretty, isn't it? And as I was saying, this is only because you have to crochet or chain 278 stitches. So it's really long. I figured we would just do a quarter of it just to get the pattern of the scarf down first. So yeah, it's really pretty. So I just used a sport weight yarn, and it said to mark the second chain. So I just used a piece of yarn for that. And it said to show the right side. I used a piece of yarn for that as well. So yes, you Sarah, I don't know if you saw Kellyanne's pretty kitty. She had her Stormy girl. She's a very gorgeous looking happy cat. Sarah has cats. She's got Cornish Rexes. Do you have your hook, Pam?
Yeah, I have either an H or a J. So
You know what? I don't think it matters as long as it's not going to split your yarn while you're working.
okay.
Yeah.
And I got 2 skeins just in case.
Okay.
I don't know how much it's going to take.
Well,
Okay.
if you're going to do the whole pattern, I figured we would just do like a quarter of the length just to start.
Yeah.
And that way you'll get the pattern down and it'll be good to go. So the original pattern, I don't know if you
Now,
can
this is
read
kind of what the finished project looks like.
Can I make you bigger? How do I make you bigger? We need to be like this. There we go.
There we go. Well, there's what the finished one looks like.
So she sent me this picture and then the directions. So we're going to work from what as I say, I wrote the pattern out. I hope it's big enough that you guys can read it. It's a 10 row and then you flip and do another 10 rows. Anyway, so the pattern says to chain 278 stitches, place marker in second chain from hook for second half placement. So I cut it down, I divided it by 4, so we need to chain 38 to start. Maybe.
These. Hook is not what I'm used to.
And Pam knows the stitches, so I don't have to go over the stitches.
Well, I know some of them. That's what.
Oh, okay.
Like, after you get so far, I don't get it. So,
Okay.
like when I was doing it, I was trying to do a gauge swatch just to get the gist of it.
Right.
Like, but.
Well, we can do that too. So we're going to chain 38.
Okay. I know how to chain. Move that down so you can kind of see. It's a little chilly today, so I got my jacket on.
So I don't know if either of you ladies are crocheting along with us, but you're welcome to give it a whirl. And if you would like to write down the pattern as I go over it. Sarah has been doing some wonderful decoupage stuff lately. Absolutely gorgeous candle holders, and she did the bottom side of a plate. I bought a clear plastic plate, and I want to use my Cricut and do some reverse vinyl lettering and put underneath "You've been poisoned," and then fill it up with cookies at Christmas time because I'm a hag like that. Have we got them, Pam?
Yeah, I got 38.
All right. So row 1 is the right side. But what they want you to do is take a little piece of yarn or a stitch marker. If you've got bulb pins, they work great. And
I have stitch markers and I have bulb pins. So I'll just use the stitch marker.
okay, I'm just going to use a piece of yarn. And I have to
put it at the end of where you
No, so where your loop is, where you finished, the second one from the hook, the second chain from the hook, that's where you put the stitch marker. So that when
So-
you're doing the scarf, that's where you start the second half. Let's do that on camera. I've pushed my table forward a little bit, and it's not in a great placement for my camera. I wonder if I can pull it back. It's going to make a noise, and we're going to shake. I'm sorry. No, I have to be on the other side to push it. It's too heavy. Okay, so
it's so you have your chain here,
yes,
like your end.
yeah,
So you count 1, 2
right. So you put it in the second one,
from like the end.
right, in there.
Okay. So hopefully it's the right area. I remember you going over this with Kellyanne, but
It's okay.
it's still
Okay, so you've got that in there. Perfect. So now we're going to do row 1, which is the right side. So it says single crochet and blah, 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 blah. Single crochet in second chain from hook. So we're going to do that. Okay, so where we put the stitch marker, that's the one that we do the single crochet in.
okay. Hopefully I did that right.
So then it says chain 5, skip next 5 chain, single crochet in next chain. And that's what we're going to repeat across the row. So we chain 5.
Let's see. What the heck? Oh, my phone's being silly. Sorry about that noise.
It's okay.
I forgot to put my phone on silent. Come on.
Are your kids home today still from the blizzard or no?
No, they're at school today.
So they get 2 long weekends in a row.
Well, next week they have spring break.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so you chain and then you chain 5 up,
Yeah,
right?
you chain 5. Okay.
like
So
that.
now we look at the chain that the main chain and we count 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we single crochet in the 6th chain.
Okay. And then you connect it together, right?
Yeah.
Complete it like that.
Yeah. So now we do that across the rest of the chain. So we chain 5, skip 5, single crochet in the 6th one.
And then chain up 5.
And then right across the row. So chain 5, skip 5 across the row. I figured this would give a good feel for how the pattern is worked.
Yeah.
Just doing a quarter of it.
puppies are upstairs crying. I might have to go let him out really quick. Give me 2 minutes.
My grandson sounds like a herd of elephants upstairs. I've got the boys here. They spent Sunday night and last night here, Sarah. And they're now teenagers. I can imagine what you went through with your boys. Love them to bits. They've been watching a lot of YouTube and playing lots of computer games. So I really haven't seen them, even though they're here. All I'm doing is feeding them, kind of thing. It feels like, which is okay. They asked to be here, so that's the important part. How much more do you have to do on your Afghan, Cal? Kellyanne is crocheting in Afghan.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No problem. And just so you know, even though it's 38 is a quarter of it, you do end up with an extra stitch at the end. It doesn't go right to the end, but that's okay. Once you're doing the whole pattern.
Yeah. That's probably why it suggests doing like a swatch of 20.
Yeah.
So you probably should have gone up to like 40. Because
Well,
then it would have been divisible by
This
5.
one I did 40, and I ended up with, a few stitches at the end. So I figured, well, I'll do the 38 and we should be good.
Oh. It's all good.
It is. Yeah. Hey, Trish, welcome.
Hi, Trish.
That's nice. It's nice to have them. That way you can just grab and do, right? Because when you have to start thinking about, oh, what kind of background should I be using? This way you can just use anything. Oh, that's going to be a nice sized Afghan, Cal. Yeah, they know I'll feed them. And I play restaurant, right? Because
Oh, yeah, so you do the 38 because then it goes right to the end.
Yeah. Okay. So now you should have 6 loops, 6 spaces.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it says to loop a short piece of yarn to mark it so that you know it's the right side. So I just took a piece of yarn and I looped it around one of the single crochets and left the loopy strings facing out so I know it's the right side.
Okay, so let me grab a different color yarn.
Well, I guess I should have mentioned that before we started.
That's okay. I have yarn all over the place, so it's easy to get to.
Yeah, me too. Surprise!
I don't do as much crocheting as I could with the amount of yarn I have. So you take it.
And I just did a little loop around one stitch so that I know that that's the right side.
Oh, so you loop it on this by where you put your stitch marker.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay.
So how many did you end up with, Trish? She was using all her clothing tags and putting prints on. Because if you're like me, you'll end up with a whole drawer of tags that have a background on waiting to be done.
Okay. So I
Okay?
have that marked.
Perfect. So now rows 2 and 3 are the same. So it's chain 1, turn. So you chain 1 and turn. Personally, I would just do that at the end of the first row. But that's okay. So it's chain 1, turn, single crochet in the first single crochet. So that's the very stitch on the end. So you do a single crochet in there.
Okay.
And then it says chain 7, single crochet in next single crochet. So we chain 7. And you go into the single crochet at the end of the chain 5. So it almost looks like a little ladder happening.
Okay, so you do the 7 and then you go over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah.
you loop it like where it connected. Okay.
Okay, I will take a look, Trish.
And then we chain 7 again.
Yeah, do that right across the row. All the way to the other end. So I don't know if anybody's writing the pattern down, but I will. I don't know how well you can see it, if it's readable. So we're on rows 2 and 3. We just did row 2, and it was chain 1, turn, single crochet in first single crochet, and then chain 7 and single crochet in next single crochet across.
And then when you get to the end, you just
You do it right into the single crochet that you started with.
But is it by where your stitch marker is, or is it before that?
No, it should be like, yeah, right on top of the stitch marker, actually, because the stitch marker's in the second chain from the end that you started, right? But that was a step up. So just right into the single crochet right there. Can I see yours? If you want to hold it closer. Yeah, right where the stitch marker is, right in that first single
So like
crochet.
right here?
Yeah, right into that one. It should be like right on top of each other.
Like that? I probably need to go more than just the one.
Nope, that's it. That's it.
I don't need to like encapsulate more of the thread in the yarn in there.
You know what? I always do under the 2 loops, but that's okay.
Well, I will fix that.
Okay.
Because it doesn't look right just having that one there.
You just realized that, Kel? You and Pam are my moderators. Surprise! Yep, there you go.
Okay.
So it should just look like this. Kind of loopy. Okay? So now we repeat that row again. Chain 1, turn, because that's your step up. Single crochet in the single crochet that you just did. Chain 7 and single crochet in each single crochet across, just like we did this row.
And then we single crochet 7, like chain 7.
Yeah, chain 7, single crochet in the next single crochet, chain 7. You've been a moderator for a while, Kel. I learned how to do that. I can't remember how I learned, but it was like, hey, look, I can do this now. There was something we were doing and I needed you to do something for me. I can't remember what it was. Maybe put other people's links in while I was covered in glue or something. And so I got you and Pam to.
Yeah, well, I think she was having trouble. I'm like, I know how to do it. So you put me
Yeah.
as one too, because you needed links put in.
Yeah. That's right, because I was having you guys put your own links in and stuff. So, and because I don't have that I share, Miriam thought I did the I share.
Yeah.
And we can't do that on mine because I don't have whatever that is that we need.
The Nightbot. Nightbot's just a pain. I don't have it either, but some people try it. I'm like, no, I'll just stay away from that.
Yeah. So if you were doing the full length of this, you would have 46 loops across. We only have 6. So
like times 8.
Yeah.
Like I try to see if my husband's mom knew how to do the pattern, and she looked at it and she's like, I don't have a clue.
Oh no.
And she makes some fabulous Afghans and stuff. But
yeah.
She looked at it and she's like, I have no idea. I asked my mom and my mom's like, I have no idea. I asked my sisters. They're like, we don't know. I'm like, really, guys? You guys are the crocheters.
Surprise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that I can help you, even though he may not.
I even messaged the company that made the book and tried to contact the the creator of the pattern.
Yeah.
And I never got any response. I'm like, man, you guys are no help.
Yeah, that's definitely annoying.
Because of course my son would pick one that looks so complicated.
They don't realize, though. It just looks nice to them.
That's exactly. Well, he's autistic too, so
okay.
I don't blame him.
No, it's a nice scarf.
It is, and he likes stuff like that. So instead, I just loom knitted him a scarf.
Yeah.
But I was thinking I would really like to actually, make this sometime to actually be able to give it to him.
Right. I'm sure he'll love it. Because he probably remembers that, he wanted it. And so it takes a little while. It happens. That's like my daughter with that 6-foot centipede she wants me to crochet, and I've got the yarn for it. It takes 136 legs. I have to crochet 136 little
Wow.
tubey legs.
I
And
tried to get my niece to teach me amigurumi,
yeah.
and she tried. Now, the way she was doing it, I just couldn't get it because I needed that slip knot. And
Yeah, I can show you that too if you need. Okay, so that is rows 2 and 3. Now row 4 is the one probably that gave you dicky fits. So you chain 5, and that counts as the first double crochet, which is the chain 3 up and chain 2. So that's the same throughout. When you chain 5, it is the double crochet and the chain 2. So it says chain 5. So we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
but do we chain over one, or do we?
No. You just chain straight up from where you are.
Okay, because I did the thing and I turned it.
We didn't need to turn. It's all in one. You just chain 5 and then turn.
I just lost my count.
Sorry.
Oh, it's not your fault. It's my fault. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got my 5.
And now we turn. Now this is probably where it got a little confusing for you, because the pattern reads, working around next chain 7, single crochet in the chain 7 space 1 row below. And that's what you repeat. So you've chained 5. And so then instead of going just under the top loop, you go under the 2. Oh, let's do that on camera.
You need to lower your hands.
Lower
You're
my
not even
hand.
on screen. There you go.
Okay. So instead of going into here, which would be the normal way of doing things, maybe, you go under both rows of chain 7 and you do a single crochet so that they're joined together.
Okay. So you go in between. So basically you have 4.
I can't see you.
Sorry. You have like 4
Yeah. So you
chains.
go under 2.
And you just go under the 2.
Yeah.
But you don't like go through them. You just go under.
Just under.
I don't think I'm doing that right.
Okay. So I'll pull it back and I'll go really slow. So I've got my chain 5. Okay, there's my chain 5. So I go under the 2 and it's a single crochet. So you pull up 1 loop and then you go off the 2, right? Just a regular single crochet. Yeah, pull up the loop and then you go through the 2 loops like you would any other single crochet.
Okay, like
There
that.
you go. Just like that. So now for the rest of the row, you chain 5 and you do that right across the row. So we're chaining 5. Sorry.
And then we just do that same
thing
that we just did.
And it gives a really neat effect.
A what?
it's a really nice effect. Like it's a nice pattern. It's very
Yeah.
nice.
And then we chain 5.
Chain 5. Yep. Let me know when you get to the last loop, because after you single crocheted in your last loop.
And then you do that same thing on the end, right?
Yep. Once you've done that, okay, so you've got that single crochet. Now to finish it, you chain 2,
Okay.
and then you double crochet in the single crochet in the row below. So chain 2. Do you know how to do a double crochet? Okay, the double crochet is yarn over. Yeah, yarn over. And then you go into the stitch that you're going into, which is the single crochet. Yep.
Okay.
And then you pull up a loop and you work it off in 2s so that you go 1, 2. That's a double crochet. There you go. So that was the completion of row 4.
Okay.
So now row 5, turn the page to find out. Chain 1 and turn. So you single crochet in the double crochet that you just did.
Okay.
And then you chain 2 and you single crochet in the single crochet that joined the 2 loops of 7.
Like that?
Yep. Yep. Now you chain 5 and you single crochet in the single crochet the next one. So it will look like this. So the rest of the row is chain 5, single crochet in the single crochet in the previous row.
You chain 5 and then you go to your loop.
Wait, not your
Did I
loop,
do
your
that right?
single crochet. You go into the stitch.
Yeah, and the single quote. This one, right?
Yeah,
Where it conjoins.
yeah, where it joins. Can you do that across?
Sorry if I confused you.
No, it's okay. You said space, and it's like, wait, no.
We do 5. You probably guys are probably astounded at my bad crochet form.
Well, how's good? You're learning, right? That's the way it is.
It's just the way that it's how I control my yarn.
You have to hold it the way that it is comfortable for you,
Exactly.
and you'll work it so that you'll get the tension that you require. Okay. So have you done the last? Okay. So
Oh,
now to finish this row off, you chain 2 and you single crochet in what would be the top of the double crochet. So that would be you missed 2 chain, and in the third chain in that loop, because remember we chained 5 to get there.
okay. So we chain 2 up.
Yeah. And then that end loop, you single crochet in the third chain. Does that make sense to you? Because when we did this row, we chained 5, right? And that was the double crochet plus the chain 2. So now going back, we missed the chain 2 and we do what would be the top of the double crochet, which is the third chain.
I have no idea.
Okay. So
You like
let me see your work and I will hold it up. No, this corner. Oh, I'm pointing. Yeah, right at the corner.
so.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Was I supposed to
Wait,
chain
wait.
2 at the
No,
end?
pull back this chain 5. Take that chain 2 out. Pull back that chain 5
Okay.
because you finished in the end that one. Okay. So pull that one back. Pull that chain 5 back. Undo it.
Oh, undo this whole chain 5?
Yeah.
Okay. So back like this.
Right. So that you're in this. Let me go back to that. You've got the single crochet in that one.
Yeah, the single crochet.
Right.
In this end.
Into the single crochet. So now you chain 2.
Okay.
And then this big long 5 chain at the end here
Yeah.
was your double crochet and chain 2. Do you remember that from the row before where it said, where was it?
Yeah. You did the double, so
It's a
the yarn over
chain-
and then,
It said chain 5 counts as first double crochet plus chain 2. Okay, so that's this loop on this end. So that's the double crochet, which is up, and then 2 over. So you would skip 2 and single crochet in the third chain on that end loop.
so you chain 2 and then you move over 2.
Yeah.
With a single crochet.
Yeah.
Okay.
There. So now that was row 5. Row
Okay.
6 is chain 5 and turn. Am I yelling? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Chain 5, turn. So then that would be that double crochet step up and the chain 2 across, like the row previous that we just did.
I should really have this in my like yarn canister that I could just pull it up from.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's see. That wouldn't work because I already have yarn worked in it.
Okay.
Because I have a canister that I did that I put a grommet in.
Nice. What a great idea.
That I was working a Tunisian crochet. But I don't even have much of it done, so it really doesn't matter.
That's a great idea.
It really wouldn't work though because I've already started on my thing, so never mind.
But this is just a test. So when you're doing the full scarf, you could put it in there for sure.
Yeah. It's just I keep having to like stop and unwind my yarn.
Yep, all's okay. So
Okay,
it's a chain
So
5 and
yeah,
turn,
chain 5 and turn.
and then you single crochet in the next single crochet. So
there's not a double crochet or anything. It's
well,
just a single
that
crochet.
is the double crochet plus the chain 2, right? It's the double crochet, which is the chain 3 step up. Okay, so
I have
because
my 5, and then you
okay,
turn.
you've got 5, right?
Uh-huh.
So the first 3, 1, 2, 3, is in place of a double crochet. The next 2 chain is part of the pattern. You know how we did not the last row, but the row before, we did chain 5, and it said that it was the double crochet plus 2 chain. If you read your pattern on row 4, do you have your pattern there? If you look
Let
at
me
the
pull it
pattern,
up.
it says chain 5 counts as first double crochet plus chain
Yeah.
2 now and throughout. So that chain 5 is considered a double crochet plus chain 2. Does that make sense?
I don't know. Not really.
Okay, so if you were doing this row as a double crochet row, to step up to the, because it's a single crochet, you have to step up to the double crochet because they're tall, right? And a double crochet step up is chain 3. Like when I was teaching Kellyanne, if we were doing single crochet, we would do 1 chain and that would be the step up. If we were doing a half double crochet, you would chain 2 and that's considered a half double crochet step up. So chain 3 is a double crochet. It takes place of the first double crochet.
Okay.
And then it's plus chain 2. So it would be the chain 3 step up and the, okay, chain 3 step up, go on camera, chain 3 step up and 2 over. So that makes 5 chain. Does that make more sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So we chain 5 and turn.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's considered a double crochet plus chain 2.
Okay.
And then we single crochet in the next single crochet.
Which is where it connected.
No, the next one over.
So wouldn't it be like, since you just, like, it would be this one, wouldn't it?
The one in, yeah, the one in the,
like that first.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
And then you chain how many up?
Then you chain 7 and you go across to the next single crochet, chain 7, next single crochet, like we did in rows 2 and 3.
Okay.
Have I confused the audience?
Like more like clarified with the way the pattern's written.
Well, this is definitely not quite a beginner's kind of pattern. If you haven't done this kind of thing before, it's hard to figure out what you're doing.
It's like in between beginner and intermediate is
Yeah.
what the pattern, like the complexity of it.
Right.
It's like, so instead of being easy, it's like 2 steps up from being easy.
Right.
But it's like a 4 scale.
Okay.
Is basically what it looks like to me.
It
Like,
just takes a
whoa.
little bit of thinking. And I mean, if you're not an experienced person that crochets for years and read patterns for years, it took me a while to work it out yesterday. It was kind of funny. I'm going, because I read the pattern, I figured, yeah, I could do that. And then I thought yesterday, maybe I should actually do it.
Do it before I show her.
Yeah.
Totally screw her up.
We could be here until next week if I wouldn't have done that. Because it'd be, no, wait, I have to pull that back. Yeah.
I keep trying to only do 5. And then I realize I'm like, oh, I have to do 7.
Yeah.
But this way, if I get confused, I can go back and watch the video. So that, and that's why I'm like, no, let's just let everybody laugh at it as we struggle along so that I can go back and watch it. And it's like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do.
Or you could just message me and go, what was I supposed to do again?
Yeah, but this way, because maybe someone else has had trouble with the same pattern.
That's true. That's true. Maybe,
because it's a maritime pattern.
Yeah.
Scarf is called the maritime.
Okay, so have you done the last single crochet and the single crochet there? Okay. No, so
Yeah.
now you only chain 2, not 7.
Not 7. Sorry.
It's okay. You were in the rhythm.
Okay.
You chain 2 and
all right. So I got that.
And then you double crochet in the end single crochet.
So do we chain up 2?
You chain 2, yeah.
Okay.
And then double crochet in the very end single crochet. Okay, I'm on camera. Good grief.
Okay.
So that was row 6.
Okay.
Row 7 says chain 1, turn.
Chain 1, turn.
Now we single crochet in that double crochet that we just did. You searching for a desk, Trish? Nice.
Okay.
Now we chain 3 and single crochet in the first single crochet. So we've got this little ladder thing happening on the side almost.
Yeah.
It just gives it a nice, it's a bit firmer edge.
Okay, so we got that.
Okay, so chain 3, single crochet in next single, chain 7 and single crochet in the, so we do the same thing for the last across this row. 7. And single crochet in the next single crochet. So now it's just the edges that would be confusing because this is just the same kind of thing. pattern works up fast once you know what you're doing. Okay, no. Okay, so now you chain 3 and you single crochet in the last double crochet. So again, it's that you skip 2 chains and you single crochet in the third chain there. So you chain 3
Chain 3.
and single crochet in the third chain in that loop. That's that silly end thing again where you had to chain 5, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed.
Okay.
That one.
Okay.
So you've got that. Row 8, chain 1, turn. Single crochet in the first single crochet right where we just did it. Oh, okay. Chain 1, turn, single crochet.
Okay.
So now we chain 5. And we single crochet under both loops of chain 7, like the previous 2 rows, like we did way back.
Okay. And then chain up 5.
Yep. We do that across to the last loop, and then we do an ending thing for the row. So
Okay, so I'm at the end.
okay, so then you do that last 5 chain and single crochet in the last single crochet.
So you chain up 5 at this end.
Yeah, and then single crochet in the last single crochet.
So right here or right here?
Right at the very end.
Okay. So like that.
Yeah. Okay. Row 9. Chain 1, turn.
Okay.
Where am I? Chain 1, turn, single crochet, blah, 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 blah. Single crochet in the first single crochet, so that's one right on the end. Chain 5 and single crochet in each single crochet across.
we just doing 5, right?
Yep. Yep. All the way to the other end.
Good thing my hands aren't super dry today.
Oh, mine are dry. Like the yarn is just sticking to me. I was trying to do some embroidery yesterday, and the thread was just getting stuck on the dry bits on my hands, and it was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is not working. Not happy. But I mean, if you're cooking a lot, you're washing your hands a lot, and or
Yeah.
if you're creating and you're covered in glue, you're washing your hands all the time.
We're taking care of animals. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Okay, so I'm at this next one. So
You do
you
it right
still
across to the
chain
very
5 and go to the very end.
Yep, chain 5 and right to the end.
Okay.
And then single crochet in the last single crochet. Okay, so the next row is row 10, and it's the last row on this half. Okay, so it's chain 1, turn, single crochet in the first single crochet, like the one right there. Now it says at the beginning of the pattern to how they want the picots made. And it's a chain 3 picot.
Okay.
So
Let me pull this up and watch it.
picot is a chain 3.
Okay, so
Okay.
chain 3.
And then you go back into the top of the single crochet that you just did, and you do a slip stitch. So you've got this nubby thing on top of it, a little picot.
Yeah.
Okay, so you chain 3 and you single crochet. No, you slip stitch into the single crochet you just did. Okay, so that's your first picot. And then you chain 5.
So then we chain 5.
Yeah, single crochet in the next single crochet and do another picot. So it gives this kind of an edging across.
Okay.
So it's a chain 5, single crochet, and then picot, which is the chain 3.
So we're just going into like each of these bars, or
Nope, you're
into these bars?
You're not going into any bar. You're only going into
like
single
these.
crochets, right? So the picot is you do the chain 3.
So are we going into these chains, or are we going
Nope.
over here?
No. Oh, did you do the picot?
Yeah, I have the first
okay.
picot.
Okay, so then you go chain 5.
And then you chain the 5, yeah.
5. And then you go into the single crochet.
Okay, that one.
Sorry.
Where they connect.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you do that across. And then you do a picot into that single crochet.
So basically you're just
chain 5, single crochet, picot. Every single crochet that you go across, every single crochet that you do a picot on top of it. So you chain 5, single crochet in the single crochet,
Okay.
and then do a picot.
And the picot is chaining 3.
Chain 3 and slip stitch into the single crochet that you just made. Yeah. Does that make sense to you?
Getting there. So go back into that same single crochet area.
Yeah.
And you stitch it in, and then you just slide through that stitch.
Yeah.
And then you chain 5.
And then you chain 5. And you do that right across the row.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Getting carried away.
Until you get close to the end, you do the 5 and then over.
You do it all the way to the last single crochet. Yeah.
And
So
you
you
did a
have-
picot on the very end too?
Yes.
Okay.
So you should have 7 picots.
Okay. Well, like that?
Yeah.
That look about right?
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay.
So then you would end it off and it's done. That's 10 rows.
Okay.
So I know you don't want to end it off because you're going to be using that yarn to do the big
No,
one.
but I kind of want to keep it as a sample. So
Oh, okay. So then you
so
just
how do I end it off again?
okay. You just
We
what
watched.
I always do to end off. I always do a chain stitch, cut the yarn, and then pull it through that chain stitch, and that gives it like a nice seal off.
Okay. Because this is like my swatch.
Yeah.
So I can go back and
Yeah. And the
remember.
reason I wanted to do it a quarter of the way, like you say, it said to do like 20 stitches. I wanted to make sure that you had,
You got the full effect.
yeah.
Because just a couple doesn't give you a very good effect.
No, and you don't learn. Like, you know what I mean? You have to know what you're doing. Like, two of them isn't going to build the memory for what you have to do for the row. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That this way,
So just like this.
yeah, it looks great. Looks great.
Not as great as yours, but
I have been crocheting for over almost 60 years. So
are you that old?
I'm 65 this year.
So you've been crocheting since you were 5.
No, I've been crocheting since I was 9. I said almost 60 years.
Okay.
But yeah, since I was 9 years old. So
Well, I did a little bit of crochet when I was younger too, but I didn't like get into like this super duper stuff.
yeah, no, I mean I did.
But I'm only 45, so
Yeah.
I know the basic stitches, like the single crochet.
Right.
That's how I was doing like an Afghan.
Yeah.
Well, I have one sitting in a drawer over there that I started years and years ago. That's only so far, and I haven't even gone back and touched it in.
Well, single crochet takes forever, right? Because it's the shortest stitch. Like if you decided,
and it's just the whole entire thing,
and it's heavy.
Yeah, and I kind of got tired of it, so I just kind of put it away, and I haven't gone back to it.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I've done that kind of thing, and then I started doing granny squares. So I made a few Afghans out of granny squares, and then I was crocheting baby clothes and whatever. So I've been playing with it for quite a while.
But see, both sides don't look the same. Like this side doesn't look the same as this side.
No, but that comes with the practice. That's that silly chain 5 double crochet thing, right? So when you actually do a double crochet on the other end, it looks tighter. So it's just getting the grip of making sure those chains aren't overly loose, and
Yeah, and they're probably a little bit loose.
And you'll get that once you get your tension, right? Like if you haven't crocheted for a while, you have to remember your tension and how it's going to work for you. So, but I mean, even mine has that bit of a bubble because you have to figure out, okay, maybe I should have gone into that stitch instead of this one, and
yeah,
but this is the first.
But if I finished a whole entire one, my son would probably be impressed.
So this is only half of the scarf, remember?
Yes.
So then when it says on the pattern to come back, that's why you've got this yarn on the beginning row. That's where you attach to do the second half. This one. That's where
you're not even in screen.
Oh, sorry. the very first one we did the right. So then you would attach the yarn there and work across this side of it to build the second half, and it's the same as this pattern. It's just worked on that side of it.
Okay, so when you do it,
you would join the yarn here. And then I believe it says, where is that? Second half. Right side facing, working in free loops of beginning chain, join yarn in the first chain. Anyway, it's got the instructions. You just do that row, and then you do the 10 rows that we just did. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see the pattern.
Yeah. So basically you just join it, and it just carries on this pattern, but over there.
Okay. Well, I
Once,
will
once
try
you've
it.
got, but I mean, by the time you've got the first half done, Pam, you'll be able to do it in your sleep pretty much, because it's so long and you're going to be doing it so repetitive that it'll be like it's never ending. It's a
Yeah.
sleep. Yeah.
Because this is just like a portion. This is like
The first
enough
portion.
to
Yeah.
just kind of give you a nice little like
Yeah.
half of a neck.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I quartered it, right? So
Yeah.
by the time the full length, that's,
Oh yeah, it would be super long.
yeah.
Okay. Because this is only 38 and it takes like 200 and something.
78.
Yeah, it says 278.
Yeah. Oh, did I divide it by 8 maybe? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I just wanted to get so that you knew how it looked when it was done, right?
Yeah. Let's see.
But I mean, when you read the pattern now, you kind of understand what it's talking about too, because you've done it.
You like divided it by 7 and
Something, yeah.
so it's like 7.31.
Something like that.
But you did it in a way that makes it finish on the end. So
Yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah, well, I just, like I said, I just wanted you to get the grip,
Yeah.
the grasp of,
Well, the gist. Yeah.
you know, yeah. And so now when you read the pattern, you go, oh yeah, that's this. And it should flow really easy for you, because it's not
Okay.
really hard. It's just a little finicky the first time.
Yeah,
that you
it
do
was probably that like the double crochet, like that step 4 that you were talking about that
Yeah.
had been probably one of the, because I think that was what that was. And I got to that point originally because I remember joining those things together.
Yeah.
And then I got to step 4 and I was like, what is it asking me to do?
Yeah.
And my mother-in-law couldn't help me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? You
Yeah.
crochet though, you read patterns. It's like, well, I have no idea what it's talking about. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I will just eventually find somebody that does know what they're talking about. Because,
Well, I'm glad I was able to help, because, you know, that's just a little bit of a,
and it will be a beautiful scarf.
oh, it's
if I ever
definitely
get it
going to be a
done.
beautiful scarf. It's
I'll
not going
ask
to be
my
very
son.
warm. It's not going to be very
Yeah.
warm, but it'll be beautiful.
Well, it's not meant to be warm. It's meant for fashion type thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Because he liked the design of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I will ask him what yarn he wants to use. Because yes, I have this yarn.
Yeah.
But I'll ask him what yarn he wants me to use, because I have a black with a gold line through it. Let me grab it really quick and show you.
Yeah, it was a challenge, Kel. Like those ends with the chain 5s and stuff. That's the but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous pattern.
So I have this yarn here.
Oh, that would be stunning.
And my son really likes it.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the ones he wanted me to make him the scarf in.
Yeah.
I've used it for a couple other things too. So
it is a nice yarn.
Yeah. I have like I'm a fabric collector first, but a
Yeah.
yarn collector, beyond that.
I get you. I was that way too. I have a room full of fabric, and all three of my sewing machines are down. I have to take at least one in to get repaired.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're 50 years old as well, right? So, yeah. But they're workhorses because I mean, I've made denim quilts for my kids,
Oh
my
yeah.
nieces, my parents. We all had denim quilts on our beds. So
Yeah.
they're sturdy machines, and I want to continue using them. I was using a newer machine. My sister-in-law was visiting, and she had her machine, and it was a new one from Sears or something. And it wouldn't do 4 layers of flannel because I was making rag quilts,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't do the 4 layers of flannel. And it's like, there's no way I want a new sewing machine if it's not going to do what I need it to do.
Yeah. Like I had a sewing machine I used for, I guess, over 25 years.
Yeah.
But the stitch selector little gear inside the machine broke.
Oh,
And so I can still use it, but it's only will do a straight stitch now.
right, right.
But I've had that machine since high school, and I've been out of high school for 25 years.
Yeah.
And I had it for, I think I got it my 11th grade year because I was making quilts and stuff during school
Yeah.
for different people. And so I made a lot of quilts to begin with. So I didn't actually start sewing clothing until I guess maybe 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Because my little boy, well, he's 13 now.
Yeah.
And I made him a pair of pants when he was little, which granted they were huge. But I was going off the pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, he wore them and my 10-year-old wore them.
Yeah.
And now my 6-year-old wears them. But my 6-year-old is grown, and so they're like this high above the ankles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're like high waters. They go up to the middle of his calf.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, you've grown so much.
Yeah. I never was a big fan of sewing clothes. My sister sews clothes, like she would sew her husband's 3-piece suits and things.
Yeah.
I'm not, I could probably do it if I paid attention, but I'm one of those like, do I really have to follow a pattern? I always made pajamas for the kids for Christmas, the grandkids for Christmas. Like everybody got pajama pants at least. And yeah.
Yeah.
But quilts, yes, I love to do quilts, purses, tote bags,
Yeah.
simple things.
Well, and when I make quilts, I tie the quilts
Yeah.
with yarn.
Yeah.
So that's why I have so much yarn, is because I'll see some yarn and I'm like, oh, that would work perfect for tying this certain quilt. But
Yeah.
I still collect yarn because I like it, even though I don't use it as much to tie quilts anymore.
Yeah.
Because I don't make as many quilts. But I still have a whole bunch of yarn. Well, and my mom likes yarn because my mom crochets a lot of stuff. Like,
Right.
I was going to show you the blanket that she crocheted. Well, actually, I have one right here. It's one I got for Christmas a couple years ago.
Oh, that's pretty. Very pretty.
So it's one of those,
It must weigh a bit.
it's not too bad. It has a little bit of weight to it.
Yeah.
But
It's
she
like
just kind of used pieces that she had type thing.
Yeah. Those are the
And
best.
I like those kinds the best.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Because it doesn't have to be all the same. I like multi-color stuff.
Me too. I decided that I was going to use up all my yarn and make an afghan, which I did. It weighs 5.5 pounds. It's 72 inches square.
That's cool.
And I had a picture of it, but I thought I had it on my Facebook, but I couldn't find it. So I'll find the picture of it and post it again, because I had a lot of fun doing it. And I just used bits, but it's symmetrical. I made up the pattern as I went along, so
Yeah.
definitely different. But yeah, well, I am going to let you go because
So
I
you can take a potty break and get back on in like 15 minutes.
well, no, I've got about an hour, but I have to make sure the kids have some sort of lunch, and
I thought you got on at like 12:45.
12:45. Yeah, but it's only 11:30 here, so I've got an hour.
Oh, you're Central Time. That's right.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I was thinking it was Eastern Time. I'm like, if it's Eastern Time, then you got 15 minutes. But
Yeah.
Central Time, you have an hour and 15 minutes.
I do. That way, like
That's
I
good.
said, I can make sure the boys are fed and figure out what I'm doing for my live. I have an idea.
So you watching grandkids?
Yeah, I've got a 14-year-old and 12-year-old. They wanted to spend 2 nights here, so basically
Fun.
they've been playing video games and watching YouTube and eating.
Yeah, that's what teenage boys do, is eat.
Oh, yes. Yes.
My 13-year-old eats.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much,
Well,
Kim.
you're
I
welcome.
appreciate you helping me with that.
I hope that it worked well for you and that you'll be able
Yeah.
to get it done.
And then if I have issues, I can go back and watch the video.
And if not, you can always say, hey, meet me in StreamYard or whatever.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you.
You're
Have
welcome.
a great day.
You too. Thanks for watching, folks. And if you're around, I'll see you in about an hour. Take care. Bye. Oh, where's my mouse? I lost my mouse. There we go. Bye.